Hi, I'm Mendel from Screen Biz 101, and I'm going to show you how to degrease a screen. Pretty simple, really. Start out with some water. And you want to make sure that the entire screen is wet. Just let both sides and the frame as well. Okay. Now you could also use a hose for that. In my case, I have my hose connection connected to my pressure washer. I can get a splitter technically, but haven't gotten around to it. The reason you don't want to use the pressure washer is apparently there is sometimes small amounts of grease could be inside the wand, and obviously when you're degreasing you don't want to get that on your screen. So once we have it wet, we take our degreaser from up here and just give it a good spray. And here I have my scrub pad, and well, I don't know if you can see it, but over here it says degreaser on it. You want to make sure to keep all your scrub pads separate because you don't want to be putting like an emulsion remover or something when you're degreasing your screen. I'm just going to get that wet a little bit also. I find that when you get the scrub pad wet beforehand, it helps work up a lather there. And then you just start working it in here. And you can see that's lathering up nicely. You want to make sure to get the whole screen. I'm usually careful to get the frame also, just in case there's something on the frame. Notice also I'm wearing gloves when I'm doing this. Your hands naturally have grease in them, and you don't want that getting on the screen that you're degreasing. Okay, so we have that side. Now we'll let the other side up. Spray some of that on there generously. Lather that side up. Alright. I'm done with that. The next thing is you just wash the grease off. Now you want to make sure that you get this completely washed off. You don't want any of the grease left on there. You want to make sure that you wash it thoroughly. And you make sure you get the frame too, because remember we got the grease on the frame. I generally use hot water for this. I think hot water works better to degrease, but I don't think you necessarily have to. I think cold water will probably work fine too if you don't have hot water. Obviously if you have a hose, this is going to take, might be a little bit faster. And then sooner or later I will switch up to that. For now this is fine. And switch it around. We want to make sure to get the inside as well. Okay, everything's off here. And we're going to go take this over to our drying rack now. Okay, the next step is drying the screen. You want to make sure it's completely dry before you put the emulsion on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my rack here. I have a homemade rack. I have in this little kitchenette space here. I added some brackets, and I'm just going to put that right in there. And you generally put it face down. In other words, you have the flat side of the screen facing down. The truth is it doesn't make that much of a difference for this stage. But it's a good habit to build because when you're drawing the emulsion, after you put it on, you're going to want it that way. So you might as well get in the habit. Now, of course, they have all these fancy fans and units, but actually I find that just a regular fan like this works perfectly. Gets the job done. So we're going to turn that on. And that's actually only going to take about maybe 10 minutes, and that'll be completely dry. You just want to make sure before you put the emulsion on that it is in fact completely dry. That's pretty much all there is to degreasing a screen.